My name is Randy Bigley. Joining me on the podcast right now from the Ohio State Highway Patrol is Lieutenant Ty Skaggs. Good morning.
Morning, Randy. Good to see you again.
Not used to seeing you out of uniform there.
Yeah. Been a little bit casual today. Reason being, just to let the folks know that are listening, we're actually going to be getting a new post facility built. Our current post, most people are probably aware, it's on Route 4 there, just north of US 30, north of town here, north of Bucyrus, and that building has been there since the early 50s, I think 1954. So it's served its purpose. I think the state's definitely got its money worth out of that building.
Sure.
It's been around so long. And we're moving this week, so that's why I'm dressed down. The old Checkmate boat building just north of our location, we're moving into there, and that'll be our temporary post facility for about the next year while we're doing construction on the new building. They're going to tear down the old building, and the new building will be built in the exact same location around that footprint. It'll have a little bit bigger footprint, but it's going to be a nice facility when it all gets done.
You know, you guys, because a lot of things have changed since 1954.
Exactly. So the technology and the radios that we use and everything. So the building is going to be built more to better handle all of that stuff and to have some room for growth. As you know, there's always innovations coming around. So we are building it and designing it with that in mind as well.
Getting towards warm weather means you guys are getting busy. A lot of things going on. People out and about with their cars and all that too. And
one thing that we've been seeing, and I want to remind the public of, is that just because most of the winter weather, hopefully, knock on wood, is behind us, we're not going to see any more snow, and the roads have cleared up and dried and are more safe to pass. We still need to obey the speed limit. We've been seeing a lot of people out there going at speeds that are dangerous, including triple-digit speeds. So it's important to make sure everybody gets to where they're going safely. We want to slow down, so our officers are out there looking for those violations to get people to slow down. And also with that, this is a good time of year as you're coming out of winter weather months. Take a look at your vehicles and see what kind of defects might have popped up on you throughout the winter months with all the cold and bitter wind and freezing rain that we had over the winter. It makes your vehicle safer to make sure that all your lights are working, you got good tires, steering, brakes, all of those things. And if you look at years past, we've looked at it in the 4-year period from 2017 to 2021. In the state of Ohio, there were over 10,000 crashes that were caused and attributed to vehicle defects. Majority of those were either brake defects or tire blowouts. And of those over 10,000, I think there's about 2,700 that were injury crashes. And I think it's about 56 people that actually lost their lives in those crashes in that 4-year period just because of vehicle defects. And most of those fatalities were because of tire blowouts. So definitely take a look at your tires. If that tread's getting low, get it replaced. And I mean, some of the tires we see out there when we make traffic stops or investigating crashes, they're wore down so much that the steel belting is starting to come through the rubber, and that's really dangerous. So I want to encourage everybody to take a good look at their vehicles now since it's warmer weather and we're not going to freeze to death while out there doing the inspection. Take a look at everything, take it to a mechanic if you have to, get those brakes checked and make sure everything's functioning properly so we're safe in our travels.
What's the safe amount of tread on your tire you should have?
Usually 30 seconds is a minimum, bare minimum. A lot of times you don't even have to worry about trying to measure that if you don't have a tire depth gauge. Most tires will have in between the treads these little bars of rubber in there. It's called a wear bar, and if the upper tread is worn down close to that, then it's time to change them.
Okay. Yeah, well, I know we're getting into the rainy time of year and stuff. Always hydroplaning. I mean, you always be careful there when it's raining to watch your speeds, correct?
Absolutely, and the thinner your tread is, the more likely you're going to hydroplane. You will hydroplane at a lower speed with lower tread than if you have a good tread tire that's got plenty of traction on it.
Nothing's worse than being in a car that has low tread on those. I mean, it's almost. I mean, it's dangerous.
And you feel it floating around sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes you get lucky, and you're out there, and I got to slow down because I'm going too fast. I actually witnessed. I was on my way down to the academy in Columbus for some training just a couple months ago, and it wasn't snowing. It was warmer, but we had rain coming down. There was a vehicle that went by me at a pretty good clip speed there, and I thought, wow, that's dangerous. They could hydroplane, and I no more than thought it. And they started to lose it and spun out and hit another car and hit the wall. Luckily, nobody was seriously injured, but I was right there to see it all and waited there until other units got on scene to do the investigation. But that's just one example. It could happen real quick.
Another thing with water is high water, and you know, even during this time of year, we get a lot of rains and stuff.
Mhm.
Don't drive through that, right?
Right, yeah, the flooding that could happen, if there's a road sign up saying road closed, it's probably closed for a reason. If you see that water, don't drive into it. We've had people get swept away, and that's a very dangerous situation. But even if it's just water that you know is standing still, you drive into that, could cause some serious damage to your vehicle. It sucks up some of that water in the exhaust into your engine, and your oil's going to look like chocolate milk, and it's going to really tear up your engine, and you'll be stranded out there. And the cost of that is something people don't want to have to deal with either.
Plus, you may not know what the road condition is underneath that water too.
That's
if the road's
true.
wore away, that happens sometimes too, doesn't it?
Yep, could wear away and wash out, and you might think, well, I'm very familiar with this road. I know that water's only so many inches deep, I can get through it, but you can't really see what's under there, and then can put yourself in a dangerous situation.
Wow. Yeah, so you guys are getting busy, like you said, that busy time of year where people are out and about. Motorcycles are out, be careful. I know they're coming back out again. Keep an eye on those, right?
Definitely, the motorcycles, we've seen that already this year with the few warm weather days we've had, just a very high spike in the number of motorcycles out there. And also, if you look at the rising gas prices, I think we might see even more than we usually do during the summer. People that maybe haven't had their bike out in a while might want to get out and dust it off and drive that to and from work, maybe where they haven't done that in years past, just because the miles per gallon for a motorcycle just way outpace what you would get in a vehicle, to try to save some money, because it's putting a strain on everyone right now. Sure,
yeah, so be watching for those. And
gotta watch for them. If you are a motorcyclist, if you don't do this, I would encourage you to always have your headlights on, even in broad daylight. That would just help a vehicle that's at a stop sign about to pull out to be more likely to see you. So always have your headlights on. And if you're a motorist that's not a motorcyclist and you're driving, don't be in too much of a hurry. The old adage, look both ways twice. Definitely do that, because the first time you look, you may not see that motorcycle. If there's a small dip in the roadway, that can be hidden a lot easier than a larger vehicle. And you want to take that extra time, that extra second. You can save a life. Make sure you're looking for motorcycles, not just cars and trucks.
Another thing with headlights too, when it's raining, make sure they're on. If your wiper, the kind of rule is if your wipers are on, your headlights should be on, correct?
That's one. But even if not, sometimes there are situations where they should be, of course, in the dark.
Sure.
But you could have broad daylight and there'd be no precipitation coming down, but you have fog. You want to make sure that those headlights are on, so people, it may not help you to see better, but it helps other people see you. That's the main thing to remember. And a lot of people, the thing that I see people make a mistake on is they rely upon the automatic headlights of their vehicles. That's a great feature to have, so you don't have to worry about remembering to turn it on in certain situations. However, what I found is sometimes I pull people over when they don't have their headlights on when they should, in dense fog and rain. And they're like, well, I have, and they show me their dial, and I can see that they're telling the truth, that they have it on auto setting. But that auto setting can't always tell, the conditions such as fog. It has a sensor there, and there may be enough ambient light in the atmosphere to make it think, oh, it's daylight, it's good enough, I don't have to have the headlights on. And then they're not on, and it's creating a safety risk for yourself and others. So I would encourage people that if it's during the daylight and there's some sort of atmospheric conditions that would necessitate having your headlights on, go ahead and turn them on manually so you know that they're on, to keep everybody safe.
Nothing, wear your seatbelt too, right?
Yeah. Seatbelts, definitely, it's 365, right? All year long. Yeah, always have a safety belt on.
So, you guys recruiting, right?
Definitely, we have a recruiting push. Of course, you probably hear in the media, there's a lot of people, companies, all across the nation that are really trying to get people to hire. It seems like there's a labor shortage all around, and law enforcement is no different. And it's not, unique to the highway patrol. You talk to any law enforcement agency in the country or here in the state of Ohio, they're all working to try to recruit and build up their ranks. For our agency specifically, we've had quite a few retirements over the past couple of years, so our numbers are down, and we're looking to recruit. We have a class planned for, I believe in May sometime. I don't have the exact date. We're wanting to start a class, and then we're going to be doing another one in the fall. And my prediction is we're probably going to be putting through 2 classes a year for the foreseeable future to try to beef up our numbers. So if anybody out there listening themselves or somebody they know is interested or has expressed interest in law enforcement, definitely give us a look. I'll give the website address here for our patrol, www.statepatrol.ohio.gov. I'll say that again, www.statepatrol.ohio.gov. If you go to that website, right in the center of the screen, you can't miss it, nice big icon you can click on, says Recruitment. That's the link that will give you kind of a rundown of what to expect. If you go through the process, there's quite a lengthy process. You'll have to take a written exam, physical assessment, polygraph examination, and background investigation, psychological assessment, a drug screen, a lot of things that we check on you to make sure that you're the quality candidate that we want to have come into the patrol. Then the website will also give you an idea of what to expect when you go through training at the academy. It'll be 24 to 26 weeks long. You'll stay at the academy through the week. You do get paid hourly rate while you're there. You don't have to pay to go to the academy. You're actually an employee of the State Highway Patrol, and you are paid while you are there. And then once you graduate from the academy, they will have 3 months of field training with an experienced officer so that they can learn the job firsthand out in the field to apply what they've learned in the academy. And then after that, they'll be turned loose on their own and be a trooper out there doing the job, serving the citizens of Ohio.
Nice, very nice. Well, thank you so much, Lieutenant, for coming in today.
Absolutely.
And good luck on your move over there.
Oh, thanks.
And we'll be looking forward to the new building.
Yep. And also, if I could just mention one other thing as far as recruitment, I know I put the website out there, but if anybody out there listening has specific questions that's beyond what's on there, there is a page on there on the website where you can enter your information and submit it, and a recruiter will reach out to you to help you answer questions. And also, if you happen to see one of us in uniform out there at a gas station or whatever, you have questions, feel free to approach us. We're very approachable, and we can try to answer any questions that people might have.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.